Hello everyone, welcome to The Perspectives with Cathy Zhang, and I'm your host Cathy Zhang. So only 1 month left before the presidential election, but the lawsuits against the Republican presidential candidate, former President Trump, are still following him closely. The latest move, of course, is the special prosecutor Jack Smith unsealed a 165-page court document and claiming it has detailed proof to indict Trump for obstructing 2020 election. The Trump campaign said that the timing of releasing this news amounted to deliberately distracting voters' attention. So, will these kind of lawsuits have an impact on Trump's support? There are reports indicating that African American voters have actually increased their support for Trump as a result. So, is it true? If true, what's the reason? The interview I am about to share with you could probably answer those questions. The interviewee is an African American voter I met by chance in Cobb County, a swing county in the swing state of Georgia, because in the past few weeks I have been visiting different swing states, including Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. And later I found out that this interviewee was actually a pretty well-known entertainer and a singer. He has a very special life experience. At a young age, he took a wrong path, used to addict to drugs, and then did drug trafficking and sentenced to jail. After he got out of jail, eventually he became a singer. So his name is Damon C. Scott. Who will Damon support in this election? And how does he view the controversies of Trump, including whether he's a racist and whether he's guilty as accused? Damon candidly expressed his opinion and also shared the lessons and the suggestions based on his own life experiences. So after I released Damon's interview on my Chinese channel, the responses are overwhelming. Many viewers suggested that I should publish his interview in my English channel. So here we go. Would you like to talk?
Woo, I'm a bad person to speak to
Why?
because I love Donald Trump.
Oh, wow, no, that's not bad. Why do you love Donald Trump?
Oh, boy, I can give you a lot of reasons. First thing that people say out their mouths about Donald Trump is that he's a racist. That's a lie.
Why?
I lived in New York for 25 years. One day I woke up in the morning, on the radio, Donald Trump spoke from Trump Tower and said, anybody that has a business plan, a real business plan with tax ID number, right? Mm-hmm. If you got a real business plan, come down to Trump Tower. I'll give you the loan to start your business right now today. 20,000 people went down there. 5,000 of them got a loan from Donald Trump of all colors. Okay, that's just one thing. One day, one of Donald Trump's business building managers came to him and said, Mr. Trump, you know we have these very expensive places here, these very expensive condos, and there's this black lady who's squatting in one of them. Do you want us to remove her? He said, absolutely not. He said, let her stay there, and I want you to make sure that she gets breakfast, lunch, dinner, pay her bills, take care of her. If she has a health problem, help her out. He helped her to the day she died. Really? A black woman. Oh, well. And then if he was a real white racist, according to American white racists, he wouldn't be with Melania, because Melania ain't necessarily white. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when it comes to color, it's kind of stupid because God made us with all the same parts. You have a heart, I have a heart, he has a heart. Whether you're queer, gay, LGBTQ, FLMHIQGL, I don't care. You got blood in your veins, that's all that matters. I got blood in mine. You got 2 eyes, I got 2. And we could go on from here. There's nothing that separates us except for our idiotic thoughts. Mm. If we all stood together and prayed together and did things together, we would actually move the planet the way that we're supposed to. We have dominion, remember? Didn't God say, I made all these things and give you, man, dominion over all of it? So if we did stay together and do what a captain does when he's been given a ship, is he says, let's get together and let's move it. Let's take it forward, right? We're made for each other. If we destroy one another, if we hate one another, we're literally hating and destroying ourselves. Donald Trump ain't about all of that. And they say, Donald Trump, how you feel about the war? He says, I want the wars to stop. I want people to stop dying. That's what he said. That's quote unquote. He wants people to stop dying. I want people to stop dying. Well, look at that. He's a white guy and I'm a black guy. We want the same doggone things. You know, I want my children to grow up and be happy. He wants his kids to be happy. Just look at his son, Barron. He wants that boy to grow up and be strong and happy and successful. I want my son to be that way. I want my daughter to be that way. We want the same things. Why not work together to achieve them? He's the only president within 100 years, and you could check this by your history books in America, within 100 years, and I would even say beyond that. But he's the only president within my lifetime and right before my lifetime, which I'm almost 100, that actually kept his word. He got up there on the campaign, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And guess what? He did it. He did it.
So why do you think, Trump all of a sudden was hit by so many lawsuits?
Actually, I told you were asking the right guy, right?
Okay.
My name is Damon Cicero Scott. Prison number 075153.
You were in the prison.
For 10 years.
10 years, wow.
In New York.
How long time ago?
I got out in 2007, so that means I went in, and like 1998, 1997, yeah.
Wow, for what?
I used to be on drugs. I used to be on crack. I used to live in Chicago. And as you can see, the gang signs and all that. I was in the gang, Black Panthers. And we thought we were trying to do the right thing, but I found out we weren't. I found out that the government had infiltrated the organization and that all we were now was a drug trafficking organization. And so when I found that out, I kind of got dismayed with it. I went to the African village, to a place called Oyotunji. And that's where I got my marks, and I lived for 3 years with the king's family and became one of his guards, one of his what they call Ilari. And if you go back into the pictures in 96, 97, you'll see a tall young man standing there with an umbrella over the king. That was me.
Really?
Yes. So, I've gone through different phases of life, prison, drugs. When I came out from being a drug addict, I tried to become a drug dealer, and that didn't work either. It took prison to help me get over drugs. It took people to give me understanding and give me another chance. And you talk about Trump. That's what that man does. He did it one day, and I'm sure because you all are media people, he was having an interview. And this wasn't long ago. This was maybe a month or two ago. He was having an interview, and he was talking, and he was giving his speech, and a lady came. He called on a lady behind, out in the audience, and she told him who she was, and she asked him a question. And he said, hey, why are you asking me that question? He said, come on up here. She walked up there. Donald J. Trump, past president, candidate for president today, so-called prejudice guy, gave a black woman an on-air interview, stopped his press conference, stopped what he was doing, gave her an interview, gave her a job. That prejudice guy, you know him. Donald Trump with this lawfare, they're using what they've been using on black people. This is what I really wanted to say. Thank you, God. They are using now what they've been using on black people in this country for the last 60 years, they're using it all on him. You see what Trump is going through? How many cases he got? How many charges? Huh? Now, you ask yourself, well, why do black people identify with that? Because they do the same to us. All day, every day. I bet you could walk through the prison right now and find 50 people immediately going through the same type of crap, and they wasn't even there.
We heard about that after Trump was hit by those cases. Actually, more African Americans supporting him.
Everybody that thought he was prejudiced and started talking and it was talking crazy about him, stopped talking crazy. Let me tell you something. 1980s, 1990s, every black community in this country loved Trump. It was Trump this, Trump that, Trump that. Every rapper sang and wrote raps about Trump. Some of the biggest guys in the music industry right now became big because of Trump. And we all voting for Trump this time. We voting for Trump, not because we think he's prejudiced, not because we like the white guy, not because he gave us a stimulus check, man. He helped us with our bread. Hell no, he ain't give us nothing that didn't nobody else give us. In fact, he gave us our money back. The deal is, Trump did what he said he was going to do, and his direction for us, himself, the country, Barron, his wife, his sons, his businesses, Trump Tower, and everything else, is for it to remain where it's at, not to be under communist rule. And I wouldn't even say communist in the sense of China or Russia. No, communist right here, American grown.
So you mentioned the communism. What's the signs of communism here?
The signs of communism is that you stop listening to the people, period. That you actually beg the people to get into office, but once you get there, I don't see you no more. I don't talk to you anymore. And just like they're doing right now, pandering to black people, oh, can we get the black vote? Well, the answer to that is hell no. No, not in the church, not in the mosque, not in the parks, not on the street, not even in the drug dens. In the drug dens, they still talking about Donald Trump. Do you hear me? Yeah. Yeah, where they sell drugs. Where they walking around like chicken heads because they're on drugs. And then you say, hey, man, who you going to vote for? Trump. That'd be Trump. I'm going to vote for that Trump. Uh-huh.
Then some people will say, hey, if the drug dealers are supporting Trump, he's crazy. What do you think?
Some people have been pulled into a certain ideology. Imagine this. Because of your fashion, you're a certain kind of person. You go along with certain type of people. You go along with what they think. Because you're gay, you go along with what they think. And you go along with their passions. Because you're political, because you're black, because you're white, because you're this, that. Whatever you are, you're going along with who you think that you are and who you identify with. You get it?
You're talking about the identity politics.
Right, and that's what we're dealing with. Because nobody's really dealing with anything that's going good. Everything's going bad, so why are we even looking at the person that's acting like they're going to run for president? You got to be crazy. And like people have told you time and time again, you keep talking, your people, your little college students that's writing your speeches keep saying day one when they don't realize your day one was 3 years ago.
People who support Trump say, hey, he's really for average Americans.
He is.
Yeah, but then for those people who support Kamala Harris, will say, oh, she's really for the people, but Trump is for the rich people.
No. Trump is a businessman. America is a business. So if you are in the land that is like a business, you need a businessman to run it.
So you came from Chicago.
Yeah, I'm from the south side of Chicago, baby.
Then to New York.
Yeah,
Now
through New
here?
York for 25 years, yeah.
Here?
And now here.
Oh, okay.
But I've been all over the world. I was fortunate enough to be singing in the subway one day, a up-and-coming producer, worldwide producer, heard me singing. He asked me to come to the studio, sing a song. He paid me $60 to sing it, and he told me, I'll probably never see this money again. It'll be like a waste, you know? So I sang the song. I said, but you're wrong. I'm a person who's going somewhere in life. I'm not done. This life doesn't end right here. So I left out of there. A year later, the song went #1 in Europe.
When? Where? When you sing the song?
I sang the song in New York.
New York, okay.
And I was in the subways in New York. Okay. I'm quite sure that you never knew all the pain that I've been through. Even this morning, I looked outside my door for your letter on the floor. 7 long years, moving through the streets, letting people in. They don't talk to me, they look like. So I sang the song in New York. The song went #1 by Defected Records in 2011 or 2012, and then went #1 again through a subsidiary of Sony in 2013, and that's when I came out of the subway and started traveling the world.
Performing?
Yes.
Wow.
The song was called Look Right Through, and the producer or the project was called Storm Queen. So Storm Queen, Look Right Through, featuring Damon C. Scott. There are videos.
A little bit to our audience.
I'm quite sure that you never knew all the sweat that I've been through. Even this morning, I looked outside my door for your letter on the floor. 7 long years of moving through the streets, letting people in, but they don't talk to me. They look right through that morning. They don't talk to me to be back that morning. They look right through, yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. Off a little horse now. Yeah, I mean, after singing for 2 hours, but yeah, that's the song that went #1. Took me around the world 3 times, actually. Did a lot of touring, met a lot of people. I still record for people out of Europe. I'm still affiliated with some of the bigger companies out of Europe, but
how did you learn to
things
sing?
are going so different. Well, my mother's name is Sherry Scott. Sherry Scott is the original female vocalist of Earth, Wind & Fire.
Since your life seems really, went through a lot. Mm-hmm. So for the Black community, what do you think has to be done for kids don't go through those troubles again? What's the most important thing?
To say for the kids. Yeah. To say to everybody. Yeah. So a few things. Listen very closely. Your life depends on you doing these things. Respect yourself first. Like, love, do things for yourself first. Then, when you've built yourself up to a standpoint where you can actually do something for someone, then you move forward to do something. Then you call it a relationship. Then you ask for her hand in marriage. But until you got yourself together, your education, your financial situation, where you live, how you look, how you smell, can you talk, can you read? Because those things are real important and they first. So it's really about getting yourself together first, okay? Second, and always, most people would say first and foremost, respect people. Respect first your mother and father. Even God said, respect your mother and father so your days will be long upon the face of the earth. Well, that means that if you don't respect your mother and your father, one of them might shoot you and you'll be gone. So, respect and honor your mother and father. I guarantee you, they're the only 2 people in the world that feel obligated to ever do anything for you, ever. Ever. And I'm 58 years old, and I'm telling you, in 58 years, only people obligated to do something for you is your mama and daddy. And did they do it or do they do it? No. So Pay attention. Honor your mother and father so that your days will be long upon the face of the earth. And that's something that God loves. So when you do things that God loves, he helps you to move along. He helps you to get along. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing things that the Creator just abhors and don't like, you will live on that negative side, but not for long.
What's the largest, biggest lesson you learned from your life?
Keep your hands off of other people. What's yours is yours, and what ain't, ain't. Don't steal and don't lie. Tell the truth. You'll be just fine in life. I don't care what's going on. Karma itself, you've heard of karma? Karma itself will take care of your life. Do you hear me? Karma itself will keep you alive if you just do good things and do righteous things. The karma coming back from that, you'll be amazed. People will feed you, they will house you, they will love on you, they will take care of you. Why? Because they know that you're the type of person who does exactly the same thing for others. That's what life is about, baby. And if you learn anything, respecting yourself and respecting and loving your parents, and understanding that what you put out there in the world is what you're gonna get back, baby, you better know about it. Put good stuff out there in the world, do good things, create good creations, and that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna be good. But if you put that negative crap out there, oh yeah, it's gonna work too. But then it's gonna fall apart, and guess what else is gonna fall apart? You. Choose a good path. Choose a good president. The man believes in God. Peace and love.
Okay, let's leave that. Thank you.
Yes.
So how do you think of Damon's interview? Please leave your comments. And if you like my show, please hit the like button and remember to subscribe to my channel, The Perspectives of Cathy Zhang. So that's it for today. See you later. Bye-bye.